Man, I feel pretty good. Sucks that I got it right before I supposed to got up here. Situation that got the vaccine, one shot, and got COVID, so something a little bit out of my control. So, but just happy to be back on track.
You were one shot through through the two dose, or
Yeah, one shot through the two dose. I actually caught the COVID in between. So yeah, stuff happens.
What were those days like for you? Were you in bed a lot?
You know what? It's funny because, like I said, I thought that I was just having a reaction to the shot. Like everybody else, you hear when you get the shot, you're like, okay, like I don't feel great. So that's how I felt at first. The day of the shot and then the day after, I felt, not too good. After that, I was pretty good, able to work out in my house and do a little bit of conditioning and weightlifting, and I was pretty fine from there.
What was your reaction when the team decided to sign Morgan?
Obviously it's a great opportunity to add depth to the team. He's a really good player. He's a great veteran to add to our room. So obviously, happy to have him here.
How do you balance, happy to have him be a good teammate while still when you go on the line, do you want to compete because you want to win that right tackle?
Well, that's what this game's all about. That's what the NFL's all about. You're competing at all times. I mean, I've been in this league for 6 years. Ex-basketball player, undrafted. So I've competed my whole career, So, that's just, another step in my competition, another step in my growth of a player.
You said you guys train together, so you obviously know him. Just kind of what is that like, having obviously a good relationship or friendship with him, and also...
Man, you know what, man? It's cool because, like you said, man, I met Mo a while back training together in Miami. And even then, man, I was a younger guy than him. He had then been in the league for a couple of years, started for a couple of years. So I leaned on him then when we was training. Learned a lot from him. He learned a lot from me. We continue to do that. And it's cool to have the relationship that we have, and it's funny. All the guys joke around and say we look alike. So we've always gotten that. And that's just it's cool to have your guy in the room with you, outside of the football stuff. And then, obviously we're always competing. So that's how it goes.
You were obviously one of this team's captains last year, and of the guys that are coming back from last year's team to this year's team, obviously they're still going to look to you as one of this team's captains. So how do you kind of maintain that leadership and not allow any slip up? Like, man, they just signed somebody at my position, kind of a thing to keep.
Man, you know what? That's something that's out of my control, man. At the end of the day, I didn't come here last year, and my mind was like, okay, let me try to become a captain on this team and all that stuff. I was chosen to be a captain because obviously those guys, certain guys looked up to me, and the experiences that I've been through. So it's not me coming back like, okay, like they signed somebody else, I gotta try to be a captain. That's something, once again, out of my control. All I can do is just lead by example. That's what I've always done. In any sport I've ever played, anything in life I ever do, I try to lead by example. Talking sheep to me, it's all about, what you can do. At the end of the day, that's what this game's about. That's what life's about. So that's just how I do things. I let my work speak for myself, speaks for itself, and then from there, whatever happens from there happens.
Do you think missing those 7 or 8 practices because of COVID put you at a little disadvantage in this?
Was you at the scrimmage yesterday? Saturday? Was you at the scrimmage Saturday?
Yeah, I know you.
So you see me down a little bit. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? I've been playing football, like you said, 6 years now. And so football's football. Obviously, right away, first couple of plays, haven't been a shoulder pass since last season, so I felt that a little bit. But as the practice progressed, I progressed to get back to myself. Nah, man, because you got to put yourself under that stress now before you get to this game next Saturday. So I think that's just something you kind of got to push yourself through certain situations, so you be prepared for the right situation.
Just mentally, how challenging was it to know you're going to be competing for a job and then not be able to be here during that time? And how did you deal with that?
Well, you got to be a pro. Once again, I played for a while. I feel I consider myself a vet as far as being able to prepare and preparation. I know my stuff, and like I said, I'm lucky to have. I got COVID right before I left, and I was lucky to have my own gym in my house, enough space for me to work out at home. So I just continue to prepare physically, and then mentally as well. So when I got here, I was trying not to miss a beat.
Aside from any weight you might have lost, I don't know how severe your COVID symptoms were. Did you change anything about yourself physically this past off season? Did you try to?
My diet,
Yeah.
I trimmed down. I came OTAs like 330, came back like 325. That was about it. I mean, I just changed some eating habits. But other than that, that's about it.
How do you think you fit in this new scheme?
This scheme honestly is I feel like it's set for me. I'm an athlete. They want you to get up on guys quick. Obviously, the way that we run the ball fits me perfectly. So I just try to take that to my best of my advantage and use that.
What's Carl Lawson added to this practice field? I mean, it seems like he's given the offensive line some trouble.
Carl to me is one of the better pass rushers in the NFL, and he's been that for a certain amount of years. Carl's a really good player, and I think this situation honestly is great for our offensive line, for our young guys, for actually everybody who go against this guy and go against a lot of the guys on our defensive line, a lot of the new guys for sure. It's an opportunity for us to play guys at that level every day in practice. And if you don't know, it's harder to kind of block in practice than it is in the game. They obviously start to understand your tendencies and stuff like that. And guys you play in the game aren't going to be at that level all the time. So it gets you prepared for the game a lot better.
How did you meet Morgan?
Training. Yeah, we met training down at Bomarito's a couple years ago. I came off a pretty bad injury, and they had one of the better training facilities as far as rehab goes. And we both happened to be there. We had mutual friends who told each other about each other. So we met right away. And obviously I play tackle, he plays tackle. So when you see guys who you see on film a lot, you respect their game, and it builds from there.
What's your impression been of Zach through spring and through training camp?
Man, it's been good. I like Zach a lot. I'm ready to see him progress as a player and as a guy in the locker room, leader on the team. Obviously, he's a rookie right now. He's learning. We're learning him. He's learning us. That's what this time is for. So I'm excited for him.
Forgive me if this is a stupid question, but what's 03? What's the significance?
So those are my kids. I got 3 kids, Jaden, Jason, and Emma. There are 3 of them, and they were all born in March. So this is something me and my wife kind of came up with.
You played, obviously, a key mentorship role for Mekhi last year. Just where is he at coming into this season, and what do you think he's learned, and what do you expect from him?
I seen an interview that the Jets posted a couple weeks while I was during the COVID protocol, and exactly what he said. This is a leap year for him, and he's been putting the work in. As you see, he's competing every single day. Every day is not great. You win some, you lose some, but he's playing against a really good rusher right now, a really good player right now. So this is going to be great for him in the long run. And exactly what he said, that he's trying to take a leap year, that's what he's putting in the work for.
You mentioned that rusher that he's going up against. I know you kind of just started practicing, but when you're watching the film, you're watching the offensive line, and you're seeing what Lawson's kind of doing on that other side.
Yeah.
What's the scouting report on him, and what have you kind of thought about him?
Explosive player, very strong, physical, brute strength. He has long arms, smaller torso, so he can bend pretty fast and have the same speed when he bends. And he understands tendencies. He understands tackles, body movements, and stuff like that. So, he's a really good player.